this time. What did we talk about this time? Yeah, I gave a quick update as far as like the corona situation, the developing situation, a really, really interesting theory take that my lovely wife introduced to me that I'm sharing off to you guys. So again, lots of cultural information, um, a bunch of other stuff, product review, and for a preview of something I'm going to bring up in the next episode, and then we get into the main topic, which of course is the list that we worked on from the previous episode. The end. I was so happy, like I got through this list and really get to a point where I gave a story about my first experiences here in Japan, but at the end I gave like a little nugget, a little niblet, nugget is that a word? A little niblet of advice that I don't think you're gonna get anywhere else, and me just stumbling upon that is kind of one of the reasons why I do this podcast, and it made me really happy that I could share that with you guys. So just go through, listen, learn, love it, have a drink with your boy, and I'll holler at you next, or not holler at you next time. Let me try that again. Drink it. Oh gosh. Okay. I've had a few beers. Whatever. Just enjoy it. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? In podcast world, in YouTube world, in beer world. We got some beer. We're here for episode number, what is this, 112? 112, like the R&B group. I'm not going to sing for you guys this time, but I'm here. I got an Evis. You can see it if you click the link if you're listening to the podcast. We got video this time. The angle is, I think, hopefully, knock on wood, good, acceptable. I checked it like 5 times, so we should be all right. All right, let me crack this bad boy open like I normally do. Hold on. This time I'm doing it one-handed. Hey, don't spill anything, please. Okay. Yep, and what I'm drinking for you guys now is at Ebis Premium Malts. You can kind of check that out on video. See, it's cool now that you guys can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. Put that to the side. It's been a wild week here in Japan and all over the world. More than, I'm sure, wherever you are now. If you're listening to this, definitely in the States, wherever you are, the corona situation has kind of ballooned into something much bigger, much more significant. And it's kind of interesting how, of course, America just turned up in a second. It was like, shit's real from today. Of course, I'm making light of the situation, but I encourage you all to stay calm, stay cool. I've been in this situation for, almost 2 weeks now, a little over 2 weeks now. My work has gotten extended. My holiday has gotten extended for another week. So I'm going to be off at least for 3 weeks off of work as of right now. And so, again, just lots of family time, chilling, some studying, some reading, talking with my wife and playing with my son, stuff like that. A lot of stuff going on. So, this on this podcast. And before I get into it, one thing I do encourage you guys to do, something that helped me out quite a bit. I put a link to it in the profile, wherever platform you're watching this on. Because also last week I put up a part of the episode on IGTV, which is, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, you should go to my IG page, which is Japan According to Akil. It's all one word. At Japan According to Akil. And I just put a 15-minute clip up on IGTV on Instagram just for you guys too. So the angle where you can see my face the most as possible. But sorry, by the way. Yeah, I don't have corona. Relax. But you might hear me cough a little bit. My throat's a little bit sore. My son had like a mild cold. Yes, it's not corona. He went to the doctor. He got over it. He's got a little bit of cough left over. And I got a little bit of a sore throat from him for the past few days, but I'm almost over that. So, which, I haven't been drinking or anything. So this is like my first beer, besides going out with a dude I know who invited me out. I I think it was Tuesday. Besides that, this is my first time really drinking. I drank a shitload on Tuesday, but besides that, like I've just been alcohol free. Again, I finished my cleanse, so it's good to just like relax, have a beer, talk with you guys. But yeah, as far as the whole situation in Japan goes, I was kind of the last episode. I was kind of like taking it easy, really not really focusing on the situation too much. Podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast I listened to, he had a really really good expert on who really kind of explained. I mean, he's like one of the top guys, not one of these news dudes who's actually did case studies on it. Who kind of predicted the situation way back, how it will go down, note for note for note. So that's kind of who I'm taking my advice from. It was just really informative for me. I think if you want to just know about corona, they can talk about some other diseases and shit. If you're a paranoid person, that might freak you out even more. But just like the first 30 minutes or so of the podcast is just about corona and how this guy expects things to play out. He's been right so up to this point, so I'm just kind of taking his word for it. Because if you watch different news and media outlets, you'll get a bunch of different advice and a bunch of different shit. Me personally, if you heard the last episode, I think I told you, or the last two episodes, I think I told you, I'm kind of stocked up quite a little bit, cold flu medicine, things like that, supplies. So pretty much, this is one I was telling my wife, like, and my mother-in-law earlier today, like, when the news hit, and after the state of emergency in America was announced, and America just went fucking crazy, I was like, yeah, that's kind of why I like to live in Japan. In Japan, I'm the only person like me who thinks like this, who's like, oh shit, not panicking, but like, we gotta go to Costco, let's go early, let's do this, let's get some medicine, let's do all this stuff a bit early, before everyone freaks out. I can kind of see it a mile away and just act. But in America, kind of everyone thinks like that, or in a lot of other countries, everyone thinks like that. So, the amount of people moving early or doing stuff is a lot higher. But here, I can just like stroll on, went to hit Costco on Thursday night, restocked on a bunch of stuff that they had because, they're restocking for the weekend. People coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I was like, yeah, we should just go Thursday night. And of course I go there. It's not that many people at all. Me and my wife go. Everything we need is just like right there. It's just like completely chill. And we're just like, yep, that was a good idea. And I was telling my wife, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king is becoming my new motto. I mean, it's always been my motto, but I've shared it with my wife recently in the past few days, and I just kind of keep telling her that, like, a lot. So I'm telling it to you guys as well. For especially people in America, my advice would be, I've been in the situation a bit longer. I'm not gonna go into like viral talk and like pandemic talk with you guys, just because the podcast I listen to, that I leave it in the hands of an expert who explained it, gave his historical data, gave a lot of different references and information as to what to expect, causes, prevention, perspective. Of course, not painting a rosy picture, not saying like don't freak the fuck out, but just what I'm saying, this is the situation, this is what it's gonna be, and it's all good, just fucking chill, basically. So check that out. Again, it's in the profile, whatever platform you're watching this on, check it out. And that'll be about that. One thing in Japan, which I have to tell you about, which is another thing, is as you know, sporting events. I mean, it's not even a big deal anymore now because the NBA season suspended, fucking March Madness is canceled. So this fucking shit was a big deal like 3-4 days ago. I got this article that the spring baseball tournament in Japan is also canceled. Pretty much just sports is just being canceled, left and right, except for WrestleMania so far. Because, Vince McMahon needs that fucking cash because canceling the XFL season, they got to pay for all that shit. So, yeah, he's like, look, we need this wrestling money to pay these bills. Ah, it's good. Oh my god. Oh, beer. Oh, beer. Sorry. I haven't drunk. I mean, like I told you, I drank a shitload earlier this week on Tuesday, but I went to a Chinese restaurant actually, and so I was eating a lot of spicy food and shit, and got really drunk. So I didn't really have time to like talking shit. So I didn't really have a lot of time to actually savor the beer that I was drinking. But this is like sober me. Like, oh, hold on, I gotta take another squig of this golden goodness. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, that's nice. Fuck. By the way, if you're watching this on video, my apologies. You're probably going to get a lot more feedback than, or you're going to get a lot more distortion in the audio than people who are listening to the podcast will, because I got my air conditioner on. There ain't shit I can do for you guys on video, but I yeah, so that's gonna come through on the phone because the mic's not really good, and I really can't do audio editing with that. I can, but I'm not gonna. I'm not doing that shit. I'm sorry. So if you're listening to, I'll go back and watch the video after I upload it. But if it's really bad on the video, my apologies. Click the link or click the link somewhere in my fucking profile. Listen to the podcast and you'll get like a much better quality audio. Again, it's just a process. If you're exclusively watching on YouTube, then you're probably going to be a new listener, watcher, follower, whatever the fuck you are. But people on the audio, people, long-time listeners know that this is just a process of me just learning what works and what doesn't work. And I just try my best every time to get better at what I'm doing. I'm doing this from, look at me, fucking in my pajamas and they got fucking Uniqlo pajamas on. I'm not shaving. Come on, man. I'm in my living room on my sofa. All right. But I do, after, if you go back and listen after about, I think like episode 20, 30, I did kind of start taking this thing kind of seriously. And now I'm full on committed to, or half committed to somewhat committed to doing the best that I can each episode. So my apologies if the audio is a bit out of whack on the video, but we're doing the best that we can. So so yeah, so like I said, that's that. The main things I wanted to hit with this episode are recommending that Corona related podcast, because I think it would episode, because I really do think it would help some people out there. I can imagine, when I lived in America and the way just people reacted, and this is really an unprecedented situation, and kind of a once in a generation type situation where I can't remember the last time I've heard about the Spanish flu. I've heard it said, I think it was in the 80s, but this is like this is a whole different ball game. So I think this is something that we're all going through together. Oh, whoa. Speaking of which. all right. I'm getting completely sidetracked, but I almost forgot the elephant in the room. It's the big elephant in the room here in Japan. It's the fucking Olympics. And that shit, I woke up on, I think Thursday. Yeah, I think it was Thursday. I woke up Thursday night, went to Costco. And when I realized, all right, this situation is actually, I think after listening to that podcast, I think like Tuesday, Wednesday, and just seeing how things were developing. And I woke up in the morning and I was just like, I was awake all night because I was doing something else. I went to sleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just my brain racing, thinking about other stuff, not this. But in the morning, just doing some other research and thinking, I was just like, oh shit, the Olympics are definitely being canceled. And of course, like if you live outside Japan, the past few days it's becoming more and more clear that it's just mathematically impossible, right? Yeah, so I was like, oh shit, yeah, the Olympics really are not cannot happen. And my logic for it, which I was going to explain before, which is of course more, especially after the NBA season got suspended, and which might possibly even be canceled if you really think about, or at least severely delayed. Let's say even if it gets delayed, right? Well, let me walk you through my line of thinking, which is one major point I wanted to hit on this podcast, was pretty much like, okay, so the NBA season, let's say the NBA season gets delayed 2-3 months, that bleeds into almost the start of the Olympics. NBA athletes are not going to want to do that, even if they are willing to come to Japan. Which, come on, they're not going to be. Anyone who's familiar with Caribbean people, my parents are from the Caribbean. With this shit going on, Caribbean people are the most paranoid about like anything related to this type of shit, like diseases. You're not going to be able to get Jamaican track and field athletes to come to Japan now. It's not happening. Like, NBA players, not happening. And my line of thinking, which I messaged like someone a few days ago, when the NBA season got suspended, I was like, okay, that's it. Because if the NBA players don't come, then the American team is not going to come. If the American team is not coming, there are no Olympics, basically. And not only that, and the way the situation is developing beyond that, it's just not gonna happen. Like, let's be real. Like, unless like, there's like a giant reset button that gets pushed tomorrow, and they can just like, Marty McFly can hop in the DeLorean and find the first bat and just fucking take that motherfucker out. Like the outbreak monkey. Like, this shit is not happening. Like, let's just be real, and call it what it is. Like, the language coming out of the NBA and sports, which is true. Like, this issue is much bigger than sports. It's about life. It's about health. It's about safety. One thing which gave me a lot of perspective from the podcast that I listened to, basically, the only nugget I'll give you is basically the dude said, I won't even try to pronounce his name. Like, I'm not even going to do it. But the dude, and I'll just call him the dude, he basically said that the way he summarized it was, Corona, pretty much, for most people, it's not a big deal at all. You're gonna say it's just gonna be a bad flu season, similar to a bad flu season. For the people that it's dangerous for, it's really dangerous for. For other people, it's not. So if you think about it like that, so contracting corona or things like that is not gonna be a big deal for the vast majority of people, but for the people that it is a big deal for, it's a fucking big deal for them, like that. So. I'm expecting things to stay quiet until things open. Eventually, we have to open up our doors. We can't stay locked in for 6 months. When that happens, it's game on basically. So, but yeah. But as far as what's going on the ground in Japan, though. My wife and I have had lots of conversations about this, and it's a very Japanese thing, and if you like now we have video, like you can kind of see it on my face when I say like it's very Japanese, like through the audio it doesn't really come for you guys who listen. When I say it's so Japanese, you normally won't be able to see me cringe when I say it, but it came out. I'm sure if you go back and watch the video, you'll know what I'm saying. Like, it's so Japanese what's happening here with like officials. Pretty much, like, and I've talked about it with my wife like as well. She kind of agrees, and she gave me a really really good point that I want to explain to you guys. A nugget too. I told her purposely. I go, that's so insightful. We were in the car talking about this earlier today, and I was like, oh, definitely I gotta say that on my podcast. So let me just keep that beep 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 mental note in my head. Pretty much, you have no idea I'm loving this episode right now. Oh, by the way, I can if you go back and listen to old episodes, you can kind of know, like I said, like the way people drink beer and beer commercials in Japan is really funny. It's more, and I ended up doing it too, just living here. it's more like drinking alcohol is kind of so good it's painful. It looks painful in beer commercials here, and I can show you what it looks like now. It's more like this. Ah, ah. It's like what everyone does in like a beer commercial. Ah. It looks like people are just like, I don't know, taking a shit, like taking a big shit, or like something, like, you know. but yeah, it kind of looks like someone's just taking a big shit after eating a lot of spicy food or something, or just like farting really really bad, just letting one rip. um it's always, it looks so strange to me now. I do it, like, you know, actually, because it is more like, it's so refreshing. It's more like best beer ever, kind of face, you know. Again, just Google, just YouTube Japanese beer commercial. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a universal thing to kind of, and people do it in real life. The kind of sound effect, or kind of sound effect, like, it happens all the time. Like, I don't know why I started doing it, but I just do it. Like, it's kind of weird. I'm kind of paranoid about this fucking. Let me make sure I'm recording this. Okay, good. You know, I'm kind of paranoid about fucking up this video again, so I had to make sure I'm recording. All right. Anyway, because I don't have a fucking assistant yet. You know, no studio audience. My fucking dog is upstairs sleeping. So, excuse me. So anyway, okay, back to fucking the real shit. So yeah, it's so Japanese the way the government's really handling this situation. And basically what it is, you know, foresight, you know, we're getting ahead of things, is not, again, you've heard me say this, is not a strong suit in Japan. And also, if you've heard of me say, is if you're really a long time listener, again, if you're watching on YouTube or something like that, maybe I encourage you to go back and listen to some of the older episodes. The first episode, it makes me cringe. It was so terrible, by the way, but whatever. That's the journey of doing shit, right? But you know, the collective, you know, ganbarimashou, like, we're gonna do it, never give up spirit of Japan, kind of works against it in some ways. And this is really one of the situations where that spirit of collective, you know, fight is really working against Japan, right? And especially people in at the top. And for a lot of different, not only that, it's a lot of different cultural factors are converging. If I had to, like, summarize it, I would say it's the collective never give up spirit of Japan, groupthink, meaning there's not a strong leadership. You know, no one really takes the helm and pushes the envelope of where people are going, is also another thing. And the relationship with Japan in other countries is another thing as well. And, you know, corporations as well, the role of corporations behind the scenes, the way the political system works here in Japan, you know, where really it's not an open system really, and a lot of the decisions are made behind closed doors, is really coming in to effect. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it in a second. So it's really kind of tough for me to break it down, like, effectively, but it's not tough but tricky, because, you know, again, there's so many nuances to it. Like, you gotta kind of live here to really, you know, like the conversation with me and my wife, it was just like 5 minutes, because we both kind of understand, you know. So it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be like this, right? But they won't do this because, you know, and we were like, yeah, right, you know. But so okay, whew, this is kind of, now that I'm starting to again, it's like this big gray cloud that I'm trying to explain to you guys, right? So pretty much, again, so you've heard the realistic situation as to why I believe I'm 100% confident the Olympics will be canceled. Right, postponement really isn't even an option either. I've heard that theory thrown out and blown away in the past as well. Now, now, okay. Now, so keep that reality. Fuck, I'm an English teacher. I don't know. It's my opinion. Let me not overblow, my. But again, I'm on the ground here, so I got to kind of give my opinion some type of weight without being a bit narcissistic about this shit, right? So okay, take my opinion into perspective, right? And let's imagine that scenario is the reality of what's going on, right? Now, the public, the Japanese public, remember, in the West, right? Like for example, with the NBA season, not again cancellation, suspension, NCAA finally has come out and canceled the tournament. There, people kind of came to the realization very quickly that this issue is much larger. I've heard it said it's true, much larger than sports, much larger than an event. It's about life, right? It's about family, and people very quickly went to a place where, this is just a fucking game, right? Like life goes on, kind of thing, and we need to kind of focus on what's the bigger issues. Now, Japan though is a bit different. The kind of delusional. I hate to use the word delusional, but it does get delusional sometimes. The delusional, never give up spirit of Japanese people, which when it works well, works really well. In this case, in this situation, is not working that way. In this case, the Olympic case, because and especially for the fact, again, another point I'll add to that is the social dynamics of Japan. That the fact that Japan isn't a homogenous society. So you have to think like in the West, we have different cultures, we have different people, we have different backgrounds. And different values. The values is I'll just say America and a lot of other countries are a patchwork of people. China's a different case because it's a socialist government, so the government can very much impose their will on the people as they see fit, right? So that puts them in another category, which I'm not too up on. Again, I've been to China twice, only very briefly. I can't speak on how things go down there. You have to find China according to somebody, okay, for that. Okay. But as far as Japan goes, Japan is not. It's a homogenous society. There's 90-something% Japanese people who have been moving in unison towards the idea of having the Olympics in Japan for the past 7 or 8 years, right? It's our time, it's coming back. We're back in the game. And it's Japanese people motivation to showcase the beauty of Japan is kind of the main thing, right? Japanese people really like to, omotenashi is a thing, to really host and you've heard me talk about it before, to not necessarily host in events in a way that is done in the West to make people feel at home. I've talked about this several episodes ago, but to display yourself, your home, in a way that is presentable to guests is a very big thing in Japan, right? And the Olympics are a perfect example of that because you have people coming from all over the world to see the beauty of Japan is what it's all about, right? And that's right up Japanese people's alley. The surface, the face of things is really what's important, and putting on a good face of things is really, 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 really important in Japan. So that's like, yes, we can do it. I've had students who have paid thousands of dollars for English lessons. Their English is shit. It's gonna be shit, but just for the possibility of talking with people who are coming for the Olympics. I might need to speak to foreign people when they come here, and I want to be prepared. It gets deep. I can't really state the significance of this on this fucking, in 5 minutes. But that's it. Now, so you've got on the surface of the people that behind the scenes you have the money, right? And you've kind of heard me talk about it when I talked about the tickets and things like that. You've had, the people who are close to the government, the companies, the banks, the big corporations, that they're having these private dinners, they're smoozing with the people, the big construction companies, like, oh my goodness, the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, I can't even imagine the retail industry, like, these people that consultants and all this shit, like, who've had the ear of the government for these past few years, and they're getting ready for their big fucking payday that they've been expecting, and because they were like, yes, like fucking Mr. Burns on The Simpsons, like, just like, yes, Smithers, it's our time. And wait, what? It might not be happening. You know how much money we put into this thing? This thing better happen, like, so the government can't just come out and be like, hey, what can we do? Like, no. Remember, relationships and deep relationships are a really, really important thing here in Japan. And it's not so easy just to, like, it can't be like, well, hey, this is just an unexpected kind of thing. Like, what can we do? It doesn't work like that. There has to be a scapegoat. There has to be someone to blame. And the prime minister, the government will take it. They have to take it if the games are canceled, right? Hold on, let me finish this beer and let me get to I'm sorry, I'm enjoying this beer so much. Like, if you watch the video, you'll see, like, you might be like, is there crack in this when you drink? I got another one in the fridge too, actually. I got a SaQra in there. That's what, let me actually, before I get to the crux of my point, let me run and get that now. So hold on. People on the podcast, hold on a second. I'll be right back, and you guys on the video, just don't go away. Okay, I'm back. Actually, I didn't have a SaQra in there. I forgot. I changed my mind. I bought a Kirin Ichiban Shibori, which, again, I've said in previous episodes, is my go-to beer here. Now, like I was saying before, because, the people have been behind the Olympics so long. Corporations have been behind the Olympics so long. Japan has been behind the Olympics so long. The Japanese spirit has been galvanized. The spirit of Japan. The rising sun has been awakened, and a new day has dawned. So to showcase the arrival of the new Japanese economy and cool Japan, and everything that is Japanese will be showcased throughout the world, has been the whole theme for like the past few years. And now that shit's gone. Like, that shit's gone. Like, the doubts are creeping. You can hear people being like, oh, what's going to happen? But who's going to pull the trigger? And this is what I have to give my wife, my lovely wife, credit for this. Because she said this to me, and I was like, that's fucking genius. Like, I was like, well, who's going to pull the trigger? The prime minister's not going to pull the trigger, right? And, like, in the West, normally, like, be like, yo, we're not going. Sorry, we got to shut it down. This is what it is. And people will be like, yeah, okay, we got to shut it down. Fair enough. Here, that shit's not going to fly here. Nah, buddy, that shit don't fly in Japan, right? So what my wife said, which I think is 100% true, how I believe it'll go, how she believes it'll go, which means how I believe it'll go. Japan, because all of the politicians up to now, they're like, yo, it's unbelievable. The governor of Japan is unthinkable that the Olympics will be canceled. You know, Trump and Abe had a phone call. Yo, we're going through as planned. Everything's good. It's all good. You know, and that's kind of how things work in Japan. You put a face on it, right? We're not putting any doubts or anything. Of course, we're having the Olympics. There's no doubt until shit goes. It's like, well, fuck it. Like, you know, like the way I explain it. Side note, I'm getting on sidetrack. The way I explain it to my business students is like, in Japan, things are like, yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry, right? That's how things go here. In the West, you know, and I have to teach them, explain to them, you can't make promises and then change later. People will get really pissed off at you. You know, in the West, we hesitate to promise things. So like, it should happen. I'm confident it will happen. You know, I believe it will happen. Da 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 da. But all of those phrases, we all understand that there is a bit of wiggle room within there. You know, I'm like 95% confident. Like, it should, you know, go. You know, I should be there on time. I'm confident. There's like 95% confidence in there, but there's that possibility that something might happen, and so it's not a guarantee. But in Japan, you have to put a face on things, so you guarantee things so strongly, and then if it happens, it's like, hey, it is what it is. So at this point, they're putting such a strong face on things, and they can't really leave any doubt. You know, because that people just, the hornets would just swarm them motherfuckers, right? Like, you have no idea what would happen if it was like, we're confident in this, but we have to prepare for any. Nah, who knew, right? So, my wife thinks it'll go down like this. The government will continue to prepare and do things as normal. They'll have the Olympic relay, the torch relay. It'll do all that shit. And they'll put it on the IOC to cancel the Olympics. You know, the IOC, the Japan government's not going to cancel the Olympics. The IOC is going to cancel the Olympics. You know, either America, probably, America will pull out, or other countries will start to pull out. Japan will still say, we're still hosting it. I don't care if it's like 5 people there, we're going to do it. And finally, the IOC will have to cancel. Then Japan will come up and be like, yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry, there's no Olympics. All these motherfuckers not coming. There's nothing we can do. And then the public will be able to accept it that way, right? Again, if you what, I'm listening. Excuse me, shit. Sorry about that. Again, here's my Kirin Ichiban Shibori. I like the can. I like the beer. It's a If you've never heard me talk about this beer before, it's a really good go-to beer. It's really full. It's flavorful. Not too heavy, not too light. It's just a good go-to everyday drinking beer. It's not chugging beer. You know, I would not want to chug this at all. But it's not like, you know, it's not like a stout or like, you know, craft beer where you're just like drinking it forever. Like, you can drink it at a good pace. It's just a well-balanced beer is what I would say. Like, it's a good, like, on the sofa, hangout kind of beer. So, again, you probably can't get this in the West. In the future, I know, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, Rod as well, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got to talk about to you, Rod, as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, in the future, depending on how things go with this, especially this YouTube shit, I'm thinking I'll probably, the idea, and Rod as well floated the idea of like a Patreon account for the podcast to me. I'm not going to do that, but depending on how things develop now with YouTube, in the future, just looking at like some of the other podcasts out there, there's some good stuff there. But again, if you're a long-time listener, you know what I do is kind of a little bit of a different lane, a little bit of a different vein. I'm confident. I'll I'm sure if you watching this, you already know I'm getting fucking viewers. No, but just, you know, I know like my lane is a little bit different than a lot of the content about Japan. So I'm pretty confident in the long term I'll get a good audience. So, you know, now I'm doing, I gotta do my product review. I forgot about that. Now I'm doing like a affiliate site and thing, affiliate link and stuff like that. But ideally down the road, someone waking up. Oh yes, okay. down the road, I would like to have my own site. I'm just thinking out loud, by the way. My own site, with beer, sake, food, shit like that that I actually sell, even if I drop ship it or do something. What's going on upstairs? Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. I heard some shit going on upstairs. So, um, but yeah. So I was thinking about that today. Like, that would be nice if if I start having, oh yeah, there is some sake in the fridge, but no, I'm not drinking sake tonight. I gotta hop in the car, drive a long way tomorrow. So to visit a friend, is in Saitama, which is like a city over. It is really far, so not drinking. I was thinking about drinking sake, but I changed my mind to drink beer. So that's that. Okay. Anyway. We're probably. Let me see how much time. How deep are again? When I start drinking, like we're like 40 minutes deep. I didn't even get to the list. I ain't do shit yet. How it goes when I'm drinking on the fucking podcast. When I drink, I just fucking talk. But anyway, let's get to our featured product, which is actually a product that I really like. The past few ones I've just been pulling random shit out, but I really like this one. It's the Lotte custard cake, and it's a party pack of 9 of these, right? Or no, 9 pieces instead of 10. So it's like 90 fucking cakes. It's good. It's like these little fucking custard cake. I don't eat them now because again, I'm trying to watch what I eat. But there's these little fucking cakes, and there's like custard inside of them. It's just like a sponge cake with some custard in it. It's good. It's really good. Sometimes the custard can be a little bit dry, but the cake is. I mean, you will power through these. Let me tell you, they're fucking good. Is this lemon? Oh no, it's the custard one. You will power through these joints. So like, if you do order them, I would get the fucking 90 of them, the big set. Get the big set because like, if you like sweets and like desserts, one pack you'll go through like that. You're just going to, because it's so good and they're so small. Again, they're Japanese size. Of course, they're individually wrapped. In Japan, things are individually wrapped. Horrible for the environment, but but it's great for just opening it up, passing it out with your friends. Like, it's good. You can just bring a pack over to a house party. Like, hey, if you want some, they're on the table. And the benefit of individually wrapped things, if you've heard me talk about it before, if you're a long time listener, is that like again, it's terrible for the environment, but what it is doing things equally is very important. So for the group, again, groupthink is very important here in Japan. So if, let's say, for example, you do go to a house party, like in the West, you bring a cake, right? You bring a fucking cake, and you just slice that bitch up, and then like, all right, everyone just take some, whatever. And then someone comes to the party, let's say 3 hours later, right? You take the fucking plastic top off, slice that bitch up, everyone eats some delicious fucking cake. The last person to the party, that cake has been out for like 3 hours. It's gotten stale. Their cake eating experience isn't equal to everyone else in the group. In the West, that doesn't mean shit because life is an individual choice. Hey, you showed up late, you get the stale piece of cake. It's all good, right? In Japan, no, it's not like that because everyone is an equal member of the group. They have equal status of the group. The group is an equal group. So everyone should have the right to have an equally delicious piece of cake. Again, I'm explaining this way too detailed, but everyone just automatically thinks like that here. So with individually wrapped joints, if you open up the main package and there's like nine individually wrapped pieces of cake, it doesn't matter what time people come. The first person who opens up an individually wrapped fucking delicious custard cake from SaQra Mart gets the same eating experience as the last person, and which is fair. And that's how Japan operates, or at least how it's supposed to operate, right? So check it out. Again, it's something I used to eat them a lot. They're good. They're really good. I really like those joints. So again, the link, please, through my affiliate link, which is in the description wherever you're watching it, and just type in that fucking title on there and just order 50 of them, order 100 of them, give them to everybody. Okay. Panic buy that. Okay, how about that? Using my affiliate link. Do me a favor. Panic buy some fucking custard cakes. Okay, from SaQra Mart. Okay. Rob, before I forget, the articles you sent me, again, thanks for the previous email. I really, really appreciate it. For you guys who are watching or listening, again, I decided to put my email on there, so you can, go back and forth with me. My motherfucking open book is really good. Rod's the only one who messages me, so anyone who messages me, of course, I'll be happy to like email you back. So the older article you sent me, Rod, thanks a lot. I just haven't had, because my son, again, he had the cold, so he's been home a lot from daycare, so I haven't had time to, like, during the day to really, like, sit down and do shit at all. And it's the weekend now, so he's home again, so I haven't had time to do shit. I mean, which is great. It might seem like, oh my gosh, my son's here, but no, fuck, I love spending time with my son, but, I can't really do work during the day, so... So this week I haven't had time to like read any articles or do anything like that, because literally everyone else has been busy doing stuff. So since I'm here, the daddy watching duties have been mainly falling on me for most of the week. And the second article you did, that article, I just glanced at it. It might be a little bit off topic for the podcast. It looks interesting for me. I want to read it personally. So again, hopefully this coming week, my son's better. He went to daycare on Friday, so but I was doing some other shit, so and house stuff and whatever. So hopefully this coming week, since my work, I found out Friday that my work will be off another week, so I have another week off work, so I'll have some time to sit down and look at everything and just do all the shit that I want to do. Fuck. Okay. Let me see what other topics. If you see me on camera, I'm looking at my computer, by the way. That's what I'm looking off camera at. Fuck. Okay. Finally. Let me see how much time we are in. Fuck, we're 46 minutes in. Let me check the heat of my phone. Hopefully it's not gonna explode. Okay, it's all right. So all right, we got a little bit. Let me do a few more of our main topic from the previous episode, which was, again, 67 things you hate about Japan. Okay. Number 59. Too many black belts. This is not really a big issue, but it is kind of true here that so many people. There's so many martial arts here in Japan: judo, karate, kendo, kyudo, aikido, kickboxers, things like that. I'm sure in the West it's the same way, but in the West I feel like you kind of know who, if someone like does MMA, you can kind of gauge them by the way they walk and the way they act. Here you can have someone who's like I did Shorinji Kenpo for like 5 years, and the best people at it were like, you would not be able to tell walking down the street at all. People who were just like whooping my ass like every fucking lesson. They would just get in my shit, throw me. I was like, and now I'm like, again, I got a dad bod now, but at that time I was going to the gym like 3 times a week, plus going to doing martial arts twice a week. So I was like pretty big. And like they would just whoop my ass, like they were just like, oh great, you're big, and just like fuck me all up, like I mean, in a nice way, but like I'm kind of like person who can like, hey, come on, let's go for it. I was fine, but like everyone really looked forward to their chance to spar with me, because it was kind of like, yeah, if a Western person comes at you, like you can kind of get used to that instead of people spar with people their size. So yeah, there are a lot of black belts here, so you never know who can fuck you up, basically. And so, with that said, again, just be respectful. Just don't be an asshole. I mean, no one here is really like aggressive. Like, I feel like dude, why the fuck you bump me, man? What's up? What's up? This is my parking space. What's up? Like, no one really acts like that here. So just don't be an asshole and you'll be fine. Okay. 58. Peace. You gotta get used to this. This is something. The peace sign. You'll see me doing it in YouTube. Yeah, of course. Dude, I'm black. I'm from the. I give a peace like, yo, what's up? Holla at you. But in Japan, peace, cheese, every photo, This is called a gyaku piece, by the way. Like, a real cool peace sign is called gyaku piece, like opposite piece, which some young people do nowadays. But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, 57. Everyone takes a holiday at the same time. Very true. Very, very true. It's something you're gonna have to get used to in Japan. Like, there are 3 major holidays in Japan. 3 major holiday seasons. And New Year's, Golden Week, and Obon. So Golden Week is like May, end of April, first week of May. It is Golden Week, a series of holidays that's lined up, sometimes sporadically, but that's the time where a lot of people take holidays. Oh fuck! Now I think about it, this year Golden Week is gonna be shit. No one's gonna be doing shit on Golden Week this year. It's kind of like the Chinese New Year. Like, people can go all over the place, domestically, internationally. That's the time to do it. This year, though, I don't think people gonna be doing that. And then you have Obon, which is like the summer holiday season, where it's kind of like Thanksgiving. It's the equivalent of Thanksgiving, if you really think about it in a way, because people go back to their hometowns, spend time with their families. Everyone basically goes back to their hometown. And then some people, again, take summer holidays, summer vacation as well. Then you got New Year, which is another, like, similar to Thanksgiving in the States. Go back home, which is the most similar to Thanksgiving. New Year's parties, chill out with your family. You've heard me talk about it again. If you're a new viewer or listener, just go back and listen to just fucking click a link, listen to some shit. Some audio is there. I explain it. It's my favorite. New Year's is my favorite time. 56, again, I'm just trying to power through these. 56, English, which is, you can just look at some Japanese English if you've never, if you're not familiar with it. You will see some funny ass shit. I don't know who comes up with this. I don't know if they just, like, some of these companies, some t-shirts are kind of crazy. I'm not even going to repeat what the picture I'm looking at is from this list. But it is, it's fucking crazy. Some shit I've read is fucking crazy. Like, I do think it literally, like, some stuff has just been either translated via, Google Translate, or they just, like, have one person in the office like, hey, you can speak English, right? Go ahead, translate this shit for me. And the person just can't speak English at all. Like, and they just got a high TOEIC score or something like that. So, your time in Japan, you will read a lot of funny ass shit, and you will become very well versed at figuring out what the fuck some crazy ass written shit means. Like okay, I'll talk about it. Okay, well, the picture from this article again, which is in the link, what number is this? It's number 56. Is a picture of a sausage that says "Homo sausage." It says Homo sausage, but I can imagine that either 2 possibilities with this, right? Either that sausage, it should say home, but maybe home sausage, but the person just misspelled it. Or, what's the other thing I was thinking about? Either home sausage, or that's Homo is the name of the company, but in Japanese it makes sense, but in English it has a completely different meaning. So shit like that you'll come across. I would say I'm like 95% sure there's only one of those 2 possibilities, right? But in English you just gotta fucking deal with it. Loudspeakers 55. Oh my gosh, election season is fucking crazy here. because you got these fucking announcements like I I can't even do like a proper imitation of it. But it's piercing. So what it is you have these like election promotion vans and shit, and they just ride all around through the neighborhood, yelling, not yelling. Okay, kind of broadcasting, if you will. It's not yelling. It's broadcasting. Sometimes it's yelling about different candidates, and the shit is piercing. Like good morning, it's the government. Did you hear? Did you know that today is your clean house day? Yeah. Yeah. So some announcements are kind of funny, but mostly I hear political candidates and stuff like that around election time. So if you move to Japan, don't be surprised if you're awoken by a loud person yelling some shit that you can't really understand about a person. There was basically because the candidate, how it works, the candidate themselves can't get on the mic and talk their shit like I can. They can't get on the mic and spit hot fire about how dope they are like I can. Okay. But so they have to hire people like it's a part-time job, normally of a woman who talks about how great the candidate is, and they ride through the neighborhood talking about how great the candidate is, and the candidate just sits in the car waving the people. If the candidate is in the car, they're waving the people. If it's like just a quiet neighborhood, then you just have a person just talking about how great the candidate is and annoying the fuck out of everyone. I told people, like, if I could vote in this country, I would vote against every candidate I hear waking my ass up at 8:30 in the morning talking about how great the candidate is. Like, that means you lost my vote if you're riding through my neighborhood telling me about this motherfucker, man. That's all I got to say. That's how I feel about it. But, By the way, you can probably tell if you're watching a video, I'm getting kind of sauced up. I'm such a lightweight now. I haven't been drinking at all, so I'm like 2 beers, I'm just like, feeling nice, but, it's all good. I drank a shitload on Tuesday. Ended up, like, passing out. Oh, fuck, speaking of that, okay. Holy shit, I almost forgot. There's this, I'm trying to think, okay. I'm going to save it for next episode. That's what I'm going to save it for, let me make myself a note right now in the next episode notes. One second. YouTube video. Next episode, I got, excuse me, some more nightlife stuff. Definitely, probably some stories are gonna come out of it. A video that just popped up in my timeline recently about Shibuya, a place I used to spend a lot of my 20s in. All my 20s in, and a little bit of my 30s. Ain't Shibuya in my 30s? Nah, not really. Well, my 20s. I was in Shibuya deep in my 20s. Like, oh Lord. I was running through Shibuya like crazy in my 20s, man. So I found a timeline, a really interesting video that I think you guys will get a lot of value out of it. If you're coming to Japan, I can give my critique, my inside info, whatnot on it. Everything except, like, basically it's just like a bar review in Shibuya. And every place, it's like 5 places. Every one except for one of them I've been to, so I can give you some inside info on that. Should be interesting. So I just remember. I'm happy I remembered that because I would have forgotten it. So let me do one more of the. Let me do one more good one, and then I'm opening up the wrong thing. Let me do like one more of these. Let me get out of here. Yeah, actually the video is good because having video on here makes me want to talk more. It makes me ramble more, which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but Let me see. Okay, two more things, and then I'm gonna get out of here. 54 is head clearance. Yeah, you have to watch your head. Oh Lord, you have to watch your head in Japan. Like, um, it can get fucking dangerous. Like, I bump my head. Like, if you come here, depending on how you come here, if you come here, knock on wood. I hope for you. You come here with, like, a really good situation, good job, maybe even a company package. Maybe you have like high ceilings where you are. One my old previous place, was it previous place? Yeah, my previous place had high ceilings, so I never had to really worry about my head. Where I live right now is more of a traditional, not traditional house, but a little bit older style house. So the archways, the ceilings are lower. I bump my head, like, occasionally. When I first moved back here, I had like damn near zebra stripes in the top, in the top of my head from like banging my shit on the doorway. A couple of times, really hard. It was pretty bad. But now I just bump my head a little bit every now and then. But yeah, so you're gonna have to adjust to that. Walking in the subway, like I'm 6'2", so if you're like 6 feet or over, you're gonna have to get comfortable hunching over like this. Wherever you go, like, just because, just naturally, you just gotta get comfortable. Like, whenever you're moving in an archway, you just gotta hunch over just to avoid banging your head on some shit. I'll tell you a story. So, like, as an English teacher, my first company, maybe I've told this before, I don't know, but mm, my company, I probably did, but I'll just tell it again. My company, my first company I worked for, they had like these kind of glass cubicles, if you will, where the lesson rooms were. So it was like an open room, but what they did, they had it in this really weird way where it was kind of like honeycombs. Imagine like honeycombs, but so it's like a little area, but maybe one part where the door is. So, these little pathways where you can just walk around to get to the room where you're supposed to go to, and there's a little door, but it's mainly like glass up to your waist, and then below your waist is whatever, fake metal or sheet metal or some shit, right? So if you pushed on it, it will rattle, but it was solid enough where it contained a lot of the noise, right? So it felt very enclosed, but you could look through and see across. You can see every other person teaching, right? So it was like, with training, I think how my training worked. The first, if I again, this is like 15 years ago, but if I remember correctly, the first day was all just in class training, like 8 hours of just like going over, how they wanted us to teach and role plays and shit like that. The second day, we did we did a half day in class training. The second part of it was a real training with the real students, and I shit my brick. They told us like, okay, we're about to go teach, and I was like, fuck. I'm 22. I was like, fuck, but it was alright. It was alright. So, English, especially Eikaiwa, which is conversational English teaching, is very timely, right? If you're not, you've probably heard me say this. My job has made me an extremely punctual person. Like, I think things down to the minute. When I'm in the groove of my natural day, like, and which is why, like, when I'm not that way, I completely say fuck time. I'm doing stuff. I'll do stuff, but I want to do stuff at my own pace. For me, an enjoyable day off is literally not thinking about time at all. Just being like, hey, I'm gonna watch TV, and hey, I'm gonna do this, and hey, when I'm in the mood, I'm gonna do this, because I'm moving 100% during the course of my day, by the minute, from the time I leave my house to the time I get home, basically. And that's, on a full day, that's from like 10:30, yeah, from like 10:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm literally planning everything down to the minute for like almost 12 hours a day in a lot of situations. So, So not even the minute, the second, to be honest with you. A minute's a minute. I can do a lot in a minute, at work. Like it's yeah. I can't really. Maybe one time I'll break it down in the future, but not right now. Um, mm. So at that time. So anyway, back to the story. So the guy's like, okay, we gotta go. The bell's ringing right now. We gotta go. And it was downstairs, right? So I had no concept of how fast the bell, but you have to go. So the dude was like, come on, you gotta go. So the bell finished ringing, and I was kind of like rushing, trying to find my room. And my students were there. So like I'm like rushing, like where is it? Like the fucking the end of the Matrix, the first Matrix movie. The phone's ringing. I'm like, where's the fucking room? Where's the fucking room? And then I find them, and I'm like, okay, there they are. And I'm walking in as fast as I can. And the door is open, right? But like the doorway stops like right here, like right where my hairline is, basically, or my hairline used to be, because I'm fucking bald right now, but right where my hairline is. So I can't see it. So it looks like I can clear it. And I've been in Japan for a little, not that long. So I'm like walking really fast, and I walk and boom, hit the door and go flying backwards, like. Oh. And I'm like, and then, but I know, like, oh shit, like I got like these people. I know I panic for like a second, because I know like they're just like, oh shit, because I was just like I go flying back, because I'm speed walking into that thing, right, and so I'm just like, and I just pop back up like, hey, so good morning. And they just looked at me and started laughing so hard. And, it made me laugh so hard too, because that was just like my natural reaction. Because I was just going off adrenaline at that point. I mean, I wasn't bleeding or anything, I was fine, but the note, because it's like sheet metal, so it's not sheet metal, like aluminum. That's what it's like, aluminum. So it was just so aluminum and like plastic. So it was just so loud, like boom, you could just hear it, and and we all just laughed so hard. It was like three, I think, housewives in there, and we just laughed so hard. And it broke the ice, and it was great. So after that, like, the rest of the lesson was a breeze, and they were just like on my side. So that was like the best thing that could have actually happened to me, and that was my introduction to teaching English in Japan. I found out like a few years later, the guy who was observing me became my manager when I got my school. I think a few months later, and I think we were drinking or something like that a few months later, and I told that story, and he was like, yeah, dude, like I was actually the person observing you. I didn't want to say anything, but I laughed so hard when that happened, and we just laughed about it. I was like, yeah, I was like the best thing that could have happened to me, though, because it just broke all the tension, broke all the nerves, like, it was great. um and yeah. So like that's my story about my first English lesson here in Japan. And I'll probably never forget it at all. Mm. All right, so watch your fucking head, basically. Protect your neck. Protect me. That was a terrible fucking Wu Tang reference. Terrible. I didn't do Wu Tang justice at all. Anyway, the last one I'll do for tonight, and then I'll get out of here, is slipper dangers. Slippers here, especially bathroom slippers, these motherfuckers will fuck you up. Like, you think I'm exaggerating? My slippers will fuck you up, but like trying to jam your feet into two small, pointy ass Japanese bathroom slippers is terrible, right? And it's like a dilemma, because you like, either I can like put my feet on this pissy ass floor, put my socks on my bare feet, this pissy ass floor, or I can just like these weird plasticky small ass baby infant slippers, and you just gotta deal with it. You gotta suck it up and deal with it time and time again. And I mean, I wear a size 13 shoes, and it's just a part of Japan. You just gotta, now I can deal with it. I just know, like, okay, my technique for how I'll give you I'll give you a technique. Okay, actually, this will help you a lot. So my technique on dealing with small ass bathroom slippers is this: don't sit don't stand flat on your heels. I mean, this also stands for if you come to Japan for a hotel, come to a hotel, you're gonna get some shitty ass bathroom slippers. Just don't wear. I don't wear them in the hotel room. I don't wear the slippers I get. Like I wear them when I go to the bathroom. But like walking around, I'm not wearing these fucking shitty ass slippers unless they're like really decent. But anyway, if you got you'll know what I'm talking about. If you got the conservative small ass ones, don't stand regular. You have to stand on your tippy toes. That's what it is. Stand on your tippy toes when you're taking a piss, right? As soon as you put them on, stand on your tippy toes, and you'll be okay. If you try to stand on your heels, all hell's gonna break loose. It's just terrible. Why? Because half your foot's fitting in the slippers, so your heels on the floor anyway. You're like heels cold. It's on this fucking bathroom floor. You don't want your feet on a bathroom floor. It's, like, no, you just don't want that. And then like the point of your feet is gonna be like uncomfortable anyway. The arch is gonna be fucking dug into anyway. It's just all around not a pleasant thing. But if you stand on your tippy toes, the only thing you have to really deal with is just jamming your feet in there, and then the angle of it, your feet don't go all the way in there anyway. So it's just enough. You just have to walk kind of like a penguin a little bit, but it's plastic, so like your feet, however much of your toes get in there, they're gonna stay in there, So it's not a long distance anyway. So if you just stand on your tippy toes, piss, get over and done with, and then get the fuck out of there, you'll be fine. But it took me a while to figure that one out, and I think that's a really, really, really important nugget for you to know. Tippy toes is the fucking shit. You won't get that. You won't get that anywhere. I'm gonna talk my shit for a second before I get out of here. I'm really impressed with that piece of advice here in Japan. I really don't think you will find that advice in any other Japanese YouTube channel, any other Japanese related podcast online at all. I really don't, and I'm really happy because I'm fucking drunk. I'm two beers deep, and I'm talking shit. So whatever. But honestly, I really do think like that's the type of shit that I'm gonna bring to the game, especially now that I'm stepping into this YouTube game, and I'm really kind of happy about that. So that's all I got to say about that, and that's all I have to say for this episode. Just looking at let me just scan through this. What I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do like one more speed round episode of this list. I'm just gonna pound through as much of it as I can. There are a few things there, but I'm just gonna go really, really rapid fire with the rest of these because I'm sure like I've kind of tantalized you guys with the possibility of some crazy ass nightlife stories, and you know how it goes. Like if I drink, if the right topic hits, so I remember something, it can turn into something really, really nice. So I'm gonna really focus on that for the next episode. I'm gonna try and just transition out of this list. I think we've gotten quite a bit out of it. Just go through it as much as I can. I'm probably gonna try and jump into it quickly and if I can get through the whole thing, skipping some that aren't really that interesting, and then move on to some other shit. So alright, y'all, let's leave it there. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll holler at you next time. Peace.